right, folks, welcome to another Enigma Rooms General Geekery podcast. So this week on the podcast, we've got a regular favourite. I suppose you can say that since it's only the second episode. A regular favourite, Jow. Hiya, Jow.
Hiya.
Beautiful. And then we've also got Glover.
Yeah, because I was available. That's why I'm back.
That's it. And then rounding out the group, we've got a new addition. We've got Jow's better half, Paul.
Hello.
Beautiful. If you could be a bit snappier on the responses, that'd be excellent.
No, I want you to make it an editing challenge.
Yeah, well, it's all right because it's Jow editing this one. So basically, we're having a bit of a different chat this week because it's via Zoom. Because good old Boris, God bless him,
Grounded us all again.
Yeah, he's grounded us all. So so we're all basically sat at home.
We're really socially distant this week.
Yeah, we can't get any more distant this week. So we're doing it over Zoom. Let's see how that comes out. It could be interesting. But I'm expecting that it's going to be the same sort of gum flapping nonsense that it was last week as well.
Let's all hope so.
That's it. To the handful of listeners that we've got last week from his first podcast, welcome. And how did you guys in France hear about us? That's mental. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a bit of a chat about what we've been up to since the last podcast that we're on like 20 seconds ago, and we haven't been allowed out. So. Anybody been up to any sort of films or TV or gaming or board games or online gaming or anything like that you can mention?
Jow looks like she was going to say something then. Let's go to Jow.
Well, us three...
Jow with the news.
We did an online escape room together, so I was just wondering who was going to say it first.
You were going to say it first.
Please do. Yeah. Somebody say it.
Yeah, we did... I can't remember what it was called, but it was Headlock Escape Rooms. It's basically a guy that started building pop-up escape rooms before lockdown, and then lockdown happened. So he's got 3 escape rooms in his house at the minute.
Awesome.
He's doing them online.
Nice.
So we played that a bit last minute on Monday.
Whereabouts is he based?
Norwich or Norfolk?
Norwich. Yeah, he said Norwich.
Yeah. Norwich. Right, okay. Alan Partridge country.
Yeah. It sounds nothing like Alan Partridge because he had a Kansas City accent.
Aha! All right, okay. So it was more of a yeehaw than an aha.
Yes, yeah.
Right. So basically, it's a guy with escape rooms in his house.
Yeah. So me and Paul have played the other 2 as well. They've got one of them is like a full-on all 4 walls escape room.
Just tell me that one of them's a dungeon, please.
Got like a Christmas one. The one that's a proper like 4 walls escape room is pretty much exactly the same as being in a room, apart from there's no roof, obviously.
Cool.
Well, there is a roof, but not to the escape room.
So what themes should I say, what themes have you played?
So that one was like a temple. I think it was
Nice.
Mystic Ruins or something.
Yeah.
It was like, I suppose, Indiana Jonesy type temples, would you say, Paul?
Yeah.
I do like Indiana Jones. Good on them.
And then they've got one that's like, it's probably, I'd call it a tabletop game, but sort of a bit bigger. It was like a big fireplace type thing with all extra stuff around it. It's like a Christmassy one.
What I liked about that one, sorry, whilst we're on it, is that he did like interactions because he knows your names and stuff beforehand. So he put in like taskmaster elements to make you do things.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah,
which I thought was really good.
That was fun.
Yeah, nice.
And the one that us 3 did was like a magic type one, and that was sort of maybe half an escape room. That it was very, very well done though. There was quite a lot of techie stuff in there to say it's in his house.
Oh, that's cool. I'm still waiting for my invite on playing that one with you. So hopefully I'll receive that soon.
I got my invite like 15.
You got one, did you, Danny?
Yeah, just 15 minutes before we played it, and I just happened to be free thanks to Uncle Boris grounding us all.
Yeah.
But
that's when we booked it, like literally 20 minutes before this time slot.
It was good fun. I did enjoy it. And that was the first time, because that was the first time I've done an online escape room where I wasn't the one being bossed around.
Yeah.
Which made me say please and thank you a lot, because that's all I want when I'm being the avatar. Just a bit of politeness.
Oh, bless you.
Never get it, but just every now and then, just someone say please.
Somebody needs to give him a hug.
Once we've had the vaccine.
Yeah, after the vaccine, yeah.
That's it.
But
Yeah.
no, I don't know. Obviously, there were two. You guys go more in detail about that, but I enjoyed this one. I think it's called Wizard's Apprentice or Apothecary or something.
Apothecary.
Like that. Yeah, it was a word I couldn't pronounce at the time.
And still
And
can't.
still can't. Yeah.
Yeah, clearly, yeah. Yeah, but no, yeah, I enjoyed it. Good
Yeah,
fun.
I didn't think I would. I put off playing them for quite a while because I didn't think I'd like the idea of it, and now we've played a few. I actually quite like them. Well, I liked the first one I played. The first one I did was the Wakefield Christmas box, which was great, and then we did some more, the Headlock guys, and they're actually really fun. I didn't think I'd like them whatsoever because you're not actually there, but they're actually a lot of fun. So we're gonna do some more.
I'd say, I mean, my limited experience of playing them, obviously I've been involved actually in running them or being in them and stuff like that. But I think it really is the next best thing to actually getting into a room at the moment.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong, love me gaming, but I think if you're actually wanting an escape room thing, I think these are pretty much as close as, in my opinion, as we're going to get.
Headlock escape rooms are called.
Excellent. All right. Well, for everybody who's listening, who we haven't managed to put off, there'll be a link in the blurb underneath the podcast if anybody's wanting to have a go at their games. So that's pretty cool. So you've played all three of theirs now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, cool.
Yeah. I think he said he's doing another one. I don't know what. He didn't tell us anything else, but he said hopefully there'll be another one soon. So.
Well, he's got more rooms in house, hasn't he?
Yeah. I'd love to see his house. It
Might
must
as
be
well fill
great.
them up. What? You have seen his house?
Yeah, but from the outside of the escape room.
I'd like to see like his neighbours looking out their bedroom window over the top of the conservatory and looking in and going, "What the hell's going on in there? There seems to be some sort of temple."
Or postman that knocks on the door and he opens.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, but that was sweet. Right. Okay. So
Imagine that though. Imagine being mid-game and like an Amazon delivery driver knocks on the door. Sorry guys, just to pause the game here a second. I'll stop your clock. Amazon showed up with another tabletop escape game.
When we did the Christmas room, once it had finished, he panned around and his dog had been sat there the entire time.
Oh.
And it was like, I had to bring my dog in because postman's due any minute, and he just barks at him.
Sounds like.
I think he has got. I think if you go to Headlock Escape Room's Facebook page, he has got his dog on there, and I'm sure he's dressed as an elf.
Yeah.
Wicked.
If you want to see a dog dressed as an elf, if you don't want to do anything else, go and see the dog dressed as an elf.
There you go.
I think the dog
games Facebook page for dogs dressed as elves.
It was one of the best parts. The dog.
Oh wow.
Dogs are great.
They are.
I don't think she meant that as an insult to the
No.
I know. It's
large animals, and I think that's the message to take away here. She's not saying the games were rubbish, the dog was the best part. She's saying I love animals. Okay.
There you go. Once again, we're expecting the keyboard warriors pouncing on us at any moment. Right. Okay. So you've done a couple of one-liners since we last chatted. Anybody played any sort of like board games or like that?
No, I haven't. Harry Potter Trivial Pursuit is about the closest I am.
Oh my God, I'm not allowed to play that anymore.
Are you too good at it, or too bad at it, or you don't like Harry Potter?
Well, what tends to happen is I'm not allowed to take part in it. The rest of the family play it, and then before they announce what the official answer is, they ask me. I tell them it,
Right,
and then they read it off a card.
So that's your specialist subject. If you were on Mastermind, Harry Potter's where you go. You like this? For Christmas, I bought my wife an unofficial Harry Potter cookbook, and today unofficial, yeah, copyright and all that. But
I'll tell you what, Jake is absolutely crying for them pennies.
Yeah, I bet she is. Yeah. Multi-million. Well, she used to be a billionaire, didn't she? Until she gave a load of money to charity. Bless her.
Which is very good of her. Good on her.
Very good of her, yeah. And then she started talking about. Anyway, we don't need to get into that. But yeah, I made butterbeer today, which was very nice.
Nice.
Even if I do say so myself.
What was in it?
Butter.
Yeah, but the one at Harry Potter World or whatever it's called down south,
yeah,
is literally like orangeade with whipped cream in it.
Yeah. So this is cream soda and extract of vanilla. There is double cream, melted butter, and a butterscotch syrup all mixing together. But it's the cream on the top that's the nicest part. That's what because you can go to sort of American sweet shops now and get unofficial butterbeer stuff, and it's nice. But it was the cream on top that was the froth of the beer, if you will. That was the nicest part at the Warner Brothers studio tour. So that's what I made today, and it was delicious. Expensive because all the ingredients cost quite a lot of money, but it was worth it because I used the joint account card and not my card. So
wise.
He's half price, yeah.
Yeah, but it was very, very nice.
Does it taste the same as the one you get on the studio tour? Because I had that, but without the cream on it.
Yes, it does taste very similar.
Really? I'll be honest. I had the butterbeer on the studio tour. I've only been there twice. And I had the butterbeer the first time that I went, and it was literally like drinking sweat out of somebody's sock.
I think, Nick, that you were drinking someone else's drink.
I think as well.
What were you drinking?
That you meant figuratively.
That maybe Dobby received to get released as a house elf.
Yeah. Whoever brewed that up definitely needs to iron their hands.
Well, funny, I've been twice. The first time I had it, it was really, really nice, and the second time I had it, I didn't think it was as good as the first time. So,
could you say the magic was gone?
Oh wow!
Just to give you the satisfaction of the pun, yes, I would.
I've got to be honest. He has been trying to shoe on that joke into this conversation the whole time we've been talking about it.
The listeners can't see it, but we can see him keep trying to raise his hand as if to
I know.
Say,
desperately going. Oh, we need the magic. oh.
I'm just excited.
There you go. That's it. You're a big podcast star now.
The wife enjoyed it, and I've got extra in the fridge, so we'll be having more of that, I think.
That's it. Everybody round to glove. Oh no, I suppose we can't do that. Yeah.
Hurry up, vaccine! I'll make you all butterbeer.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool. So, have we all been to studio tours?
Yes.
Yes.
I've not been. The most recent thing I went was when they did the Hogwarts Express. So I've not seen the Green Gots Bank, and I've not seen the Forbidden Forest, which I think are the twoest new.
I've not seen those yet.
I've not.
So last time I went was when they had the Express there as well. So we've been saying for a little while that we need to have another trip down there. Trip down memory lane.
I remember going, and I was when I went in, I wore a T-shirt that I bought for £3 or £4 from Primark. Other retailers are available, and I was in the gift shop, and this guy came up to me, saw my Harry Potter T-shirt that I bought for £3 or £4, and said, how much is that? Where did you get it from? And bear in mind, the T-shirts in the gift shop were about £30 to £35. He wasn't very happy when I said, "Oh yeah, just £4 from Primark, mate. That's where you want to go." So he just bought like loads of merchandise. I went, "Mate, you're being ripped off here. It's still official. It's on the tag. Look, it's on the tag."
Oh damn! You actually told him we were being ripped off. Brilliant.
Yeah, of course I did.
I bet they were like crying into the cauldrons when there were all staff that were there. Like, "Yeah, God, we're trying to run a multi-billion-pound business here."
It is very expensive.
My favourite part of going was I got my picture taken next door to Harry's house because there was a queue for Harry's house and not for his neighbour. No one could seat number on picture.
Nice.
I don't think me and Paul went together.
We didn't.
No, I don't remember that.
Are you saying you broke up on the way, or?
No, I think we went independently before we met.
Should we move on quickly? It's all got a little awkward here on the Zoom. It's a good job that they're zooming from separate rooms.
Last time I went, I took my dad, who'd never seen or read any of the Harry Potters, and I said, "Are you sure you want to go? Because it's heavily Harry Potter influence." He went, "Yeah, I just want to see what backstage is like on a film set." And then since he went, he got home and went, "Right, Joan, who's my mother, we're going to." Watch all the Harry Potters. I
really hope he said it like that. Right, Joan, who is Danny's mother.
Mother Glover, as we call her. Mother Glover.
What, as in from Coraline?
That's what we call her, Mother Glover.
So he literally went, "Right, Joan, buckle up. We're doing Harry tonight, all of them."
Yeah, absolutely. Ruined their plans. They were supposed to be going out for a date, but he says, "No, I'm watching all the Harry Potters, Joan. Let's do this.
It's a very awkward
yeah.
anniversary, wasn't it?
Now he wants to go back, which is good.
Oh, bless him. Bless him.
It's doing its job. It's making its money.
Yeah, yeah. It's managed to scratch a living, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, right, okay. So I'm getting the idea we need to move on from my specialist subject of Barry Trotter.
Also a good book.
Also a great book, yeah. So moving on to what we were talking about before, as in like. Anybody? Are we doing any sort of board gamey type stuff? Because I realised that we didn't last week. We didn't actually talk about any actual like gaming other than escape games.
I haven't played in board games recently, but there was a guy on the radio the other day who was saying, well, while you're at home, you can sort of rent board games or whatever. And he was a board games expert, and one of the ones he recommended, which I thought was hilarious, was a board game called Pandemic, which, if you haven't played, is a board game about stopping a pandemic from breaking out.
Damn! If only the government had played that one.
I agree. But there was someone who rang in and says, "Oh yeah, I've played that," and it just show you a board game, just show you how easily a disease or virus is spread around the world. She got that from a board game, not from the scientists who are telling you, but from a board game.
Right. Okay. So basically, what we should have been doing a couple of months back, we should have been playing Pandemic.
Yeah, absolutely. Have you ever played? Have you played? Do you play board games, Nick? So you've got a family of kids, haven't you?
Yeah, we've got a few that we've been meaning to get on with. There's the exit games. We've played a bit of those exit escape games, which are pretty cool. And there's also the locked in games as well. It is locked in, isn't it? Is it locked in? Yeah, locked in games or locked up or something like that. Games Unlock.
That's the one with all the cards.
Oh, that's poker, isn't it?
That sounds about right. Unlocked games or something like that.
Oh no,
have one somewhere. There's some called Unlock, and then the other ones are no, can't remember that one.
What are these then? Are these are escape room type board games? Is that what you say?
Yeah, some of them come with apps and things, and from the ones we've played, it like gives you like sort of like choose your own adventure books. If you think A, go here. If you think B, do this.
Yeah.
But it's like that. But then sometimes you have to type in the code into the app, which then says, "Oh, draw card 7."
Right. Okay. Yeah. Does that therefore it makes it different every time you play it?
No, I don't think so.
I think it's supposed to either make it different. If you make initial different choices,
yeah,
I suppose it probably would. But I've only played like one of those games once, so I've never tried playing it again. So I don't really know.
Trapped is the other one.
Yeah, well, that's close to locked in.
Yeah.
To be honest, it was good. We played it. It took us about an hour-ish, something like that, maybe a smidge longer. There were just me. We started off. It was a few of us, and then in the end, it was just me and Teabag playing. Everybody else basically dipped and just left us in trenches taking grenades.
A board game we were sort of playing semi-regularly online. It's the online version of a board game. Was a game called Blood Bowl, which is very good if people's played that.
Blood Bowl.
Yeah.
It's made by Games Workshop. It's fantasy figures, so elves and dwarves and whatnot, but they're playing American football.
Of course they are.
Right, Paul makes this sound absolutely terrible when he describes it, because he put me off playing it for ages, and when I played it, I loved it.
Funny you should say that. I'm already put off, but carry on, Paul.
I don't think I want to now.
You're doing the company a great service there, so you carry on.
It's really good. It's a turn-based American football game where you can be an ogre and throw a little halfling over the line and score. Or if you fail that, the ogre will eat the little halfling and then drop the ball.
Nice. It sounds a little bit like the Star Wars chess thing, from the original films, where they're playing chess and he basically picks them up and eats them and like stomps them down and stuff. Quite like idea of that, but this is moving on a touch more. So this is like American football instead.
It's absolutely nothing like American football, other than the fact it's on a pitch.
And
it's basically
you've got to score.
It's more like a sort of fighting game, where you have to score. Because I can't stand football at all, and I didn't think I'd like it, but it's actually really good. And we had like a bit of a tournament going for a while, and I did amazing to start with.
All right, Big Ed.
No, I lost like really badly. I was winning for like 4 rounds and then just I don't know what happened. I don't know how I did so well to start with.
4 of your players died, and then that were it.
That doesn't help.
Spiraled down from there.
The whole team just crumpled under the onslaught of it.
With it being an online board game, then are you just playing against AIs, or are you playing against other people, or can you choose?
Yeah, it depends. You can set it up. So we were playing against other people.
Yeah.
So it's Vault 14 in town in Doncaster have a tournament
Quick shout
normally
out to Vault 14.
that they do in person normally, but obviously they can't at the minute, so they moved it all onto the online version, and we sort of just joined in.
Oh, well, so you were playing against people that you know then?
Sort of. We knew some of them.
Yeah.
That they knew of. People that they've seen.
They've seen in Vault 14. I'm guessing.
That rhymed.
Yeah.
They've seen in Vault 14. That rhymed.
Nice.
Right, just pointing out a rhyme. That's all.
Okay. Right.
Is that useful? Can I point out rhymes?
Thanks, Danny.
Why not? Why not?
No one's ever appreciated that fact that I pointed out rhymes before. Not even Dr. Seuss, and he made a career out of it. So yeah, it's
Because
sad.
you're undercutting him. That's his
Yeah.
So what else have we got? What has been basically at the forefront of our minds recently? Paul.
Well, Nick, it's funny you should ask.
I'd just like to say Paul hasn't been at the forefront of my mind ever.
That wasn't you answering your own question.
But give us a little bit of movie triv.
Well, I ain't got any trivia for you.
Oh,
But there were 3 films I wanted to watch last year that all got delayed for this year.
what were they?
The first one is
Black Widow.
Black Widow. No Time to Die, which is the new Bond movie.
Yeah.
And Daniel Craig movies go good, bad, good, bad. So this one should be good.
I think has it not been delayed again?
Yes, it's been delayed twice.
Yeah.
Yes, but didn't they delay it first time to finish filming it? Because
Oh,
last
yeah.
year would have been like the 50th anniversary, something like that.
Yeah, it was something like that. And then it was due to come out obviously in the first lockdown. And they thought that could be a marketing problem. And we've just spent a couple of quid on this film.
Especially with the name.
Yeah, and then it was due to come out. It was due to come out just after summer, wasn't it? And they weren't overly confident enough people going to the cinema because you had to be like 13 million miles apart, wearing a full respirator mask, and you haven't seen anybody for the last 2.5 months. So they thought there might not be too many people going to that. And I think they were probably making the right call. So they delayed it again. So we might be on to the 3rd delay now because it was supposed to come out earlier this year, wasn't it?
Yeah, I'm sure I read somewhere that it's been delayed yet again. But I think that it is literally just to try and get as many people in the cinema as possible.
They should probably just release it digitally.
Well, I don't know why they don't. You could put a higher price markup on it.
Well, you say that. Did any of you lot watch Mulan?
No.
No. Because that came out on Disney Plus, which everything should be included on Disney Plus, and then they says, "Well, yeah, it's all included apart from Mulan." Does anybody fancy buying it? And nobody did.
Yeah.
Except everyone watched Wonder Woman because that came out on HBO without the price tag.
It did come out on HBO, which HBO isn't in the UK yet.
Yeah.
So let's hope there's no naughty people with VPN that's been getting HBO accounts. But apparently, HBO's coming to the UK in the next couple of months, something like that. So we'll all be able to watch Wonder Woman 1984, is it?
Yes, but they'll also have all the DC things on it. But more importantly, they'll have every Godzilla movie made.
Godzilla.
None of you saw all the face palms that everyone just gave.
Nick, here's a question for you. Do you know how many Godzilla films there are?
How many with Godzilla in, or would be just part of that universe?
Hang on. What's a Godzilla movie that doesn't have Godzilla in it?
Well,
that's a good point.
The reason I asked, if you'd have listened to the entire question, part of the Godzilla universe, so that would also include King Kong.
No, it wouldn't.
Yeah, well, it would. If
it includes Skull Island, it wouldn't include King Kong.
Yeah. Yeah, that's where he lives, though. That's where he lives. You see, we're getting into some proper geekery here.
And looping this back round, Godzilla versus King Kong is also coming out this year because it was delayed.
It is. There you go. You see, if anybody thought on the first episode we didn't have enough geekery, we wheel out Paul, and that's like we just turned it up to 11 there, people. 11.
I actually want to go and see it.
When you said then also wheel out Paul, I imagined him on like a sack barrel like the Hannibal Lecter is.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Here he
exactly
is. He's got a mask on going, Godzilla.
Yeah, he's got the mask on. It's literally to just stop him spouting geekery, and you take that off, and he just...
There are 32 Godzilla films! Ah!
But...
Only 4 of them are called Godzilla!
Yeah, well, what... So the
last
one was the what were it, King of Monsters or something?
Godzilla King of the Monsters.
Yeah, well, I wasn't far off then. So there was that one, and before that there was
Skull Island.
Well, if we were just sticking to Godzilla, it would be Godzilla with Matthew.
Shin Godzilla.
Yeah, Nick.
Are we not including that one?
This is his specialist subject, Nick.
Yeah, did it actually come out at the cinema?
Yeah. Did it come out in British?
In the UK? Did it come out?
I'm not sure now. It's actually, though, dig that one out. They do sell that one at HMV. Other stores are available. That one's actually quite good.
Oh, is it? Right, okay.
Yeah, it's not B-movie good. It's like, oh, you actually tried to make a point with this one about nuclear power.
I doubt that. But anyway.
Watch it. They have to put him out like a reactor. There we go. Ruined ending.
Oh, what? Oh.
I'm trying to ruin it for you, but there's a giant lizard in it.
Oh, you're joking. When are they going to bring one out that's got Godzuki in it?
Godzuki.
He was phenomenal. He was
the nephew of Godzilla.
Yeah. When I was knee high to a grasshopper, or shoulder high to a jow, basically that was the cartoon of the century. Was that Godzilla and Godzuki? That was phenomenal. So
right. I've seen enough.
Just rolling rises.
Seen enough Godzilla movies with Manila, who's Godzilla's kid, to know that this would be a terrible idea. That's for like the 3 people who know what that is.
Yeah, well, that's it. Because we are literally doing this podcast for the minorities. There is only 3 people in the UK going to get it.
Which is a shame because there's 4 of us. So which one of us is not listening?
Yeah, I don't get it.
And we're mostly popular in France. So
there you go. There you go, French guy.
So Paul, that's 2. You've got your James Bond movie, your Godzilla movie. What was the 3rd one that was supposed to be coming out last year?
This better be damn good now.
Oh, it is. No, this one is. I'm raising the bar. Dune.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Are we? Yeah. It's about a kid on a desert planet that has magical powers that grows up to fight a space emperor. Now I know this sounds a lot like Star Wars.
Sounds very much like my life story, actually.
We've all seen that, surely. There's a really old version of it.
With him from Sex and the City, and his name I can't remember.
But you remember that he was in Sex and the City?
Yeah, he was married to Charlotte in Sex and the City, and he's
You remember Charlotte's name?
Desperate
Paul
Housewives,
likes
the guy
it.
in the wheelchair.
Paul likes Sex in the City. There we go. Heard it here first.
Oh, come on, what's his name? He's in Twin Peaks. He's Dale Summit, the FBI guy.
Twin Peaks as well? Oh, my Lord. What sort of things do you have him watching, Jow?
I hate Sex in the City. I've never seen it. Not me.
Oh.
You're not missing anything. It's terrible.
Yeah.
Why do you watch it then?
For reasons.
For reasons.
Did you watch it as a teenage boy?
It's got the word sex in it.
And I like cities. I've heard of them.
Yeah, he went to one once.
Saw it on the news.
Right, okay. So it's got a guy from Sex in the City.
No. That's the original one.
Yeah.
This one's got Poe Dameron in it, whose name, Oscar Isaac. He's playing Duke Leto Atreides.
Oh, wow.
And
He knows all character names as well.
I mean, yeah, I've read the novel. I know what happens.
Oh.
The only thing that I find really unrealistic in it is that there's a guy in it who's got superpowers. He's the Kisat Sadarak. He's going to be the best person ever. And his name is Paul. And I don't buy that for a second.
No, I wouldn't believe that either.
I don't believe that there's charismatic people that could lead people called Paul.
I think you have a bit
myth.
more faith in yourself, mate. That's what I'm reading there. That,
No.
I'm not very charismatic.
No. I think he's just being honest.
I'm
Are you-
speaking the truth.
Are you saying that if you ever go for a job interview as a management role, they're going to look at your name and go, Paul? That's
Yeah,
not management.
I'm gonna cross it out and put Danny Glover. See if that works.
In the original, it's got that. It's got Linda Hunt in it. You know, that looks like Edna Mode. You know, from Incredibles.
Oh, right, okay.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Who makes the outfit?
Okay, that one. Is that what you mean?
And it's also got Sting in it as well.
Oh yeah, he's the
The
like the
wrestler
bad guy,
or the singer?
the singer.
Unfortunately, it's the singer.
Oh, that's a shame.
It's also got Patrick Stewart in there.
Can you please tell me who plays Paul Atreides so I can get this out of my head?
It's got Max von Stow, who was Ming the Merciless.
Flash Gordon, love that film.
Love a bit of Flesh Gordon.
That's a different film.
Yeah,
But-
I'm pretty sure you said Flesh God in there. That's totally different.
Are you on about Kyle?
Yes, McLaughlin, or whatever his name is.
McLaughlin.
Yes,
That's
the guy
how
who's
it's
in
pronounced.
everything.
I think it's got a silent square and eagle in his name as well.
He's
So
not Elon Musk's kid.
yeah, let's not start trashing children now. let's not start that. We could, once again, all the keyboard warriors are literally cracking the knuckles, going, "I'm going to have him on that one." What is his name?
Jeff.
Is it nice? My name is Jeff.
What was that?
My name is Jeff. New one. We've got Aquaman.
Yeah, he's yeah.
We've got girl from Spider-Man. We've got the lady from she was in the Mission Impossible films, Rebecca Ferguson. Oh, it's got Thanos in it, and it's got Dave Bautista. Oh my god, this has got everybody.
You're coming round now, yeah.
Well, I don't know if I'm quite getting to levels you are, but this is all right. Anything that's got Dave Bautista in it.
Disagree. Spectre's terrible.
Oof.
The
Oof.
James Bond film. You forget he's in it, don't you?
No, I don't forget he's in it. I watched it yesterday.
There is no twist in that movie because they're all like, surprise, Spectre's the villain, which you know going in because the movie's called Spectre.
Yeah. Well, no, I don't think they ever actually said Spectre's the villain. But I think everybody it was telegraphed a little bit what the ending were going to be, just a touch. My biggest problem with the film is the aeroplane down the mountain.
Oh,
that's my biggest problem with the entire film.
I'll tell you what mine is then afterwards. If you
He was basically driving it down. He was steering it. It had no wings. And he's still steering it, and it was responding very well. Anyway, so that's my problem with that. Go on. What were your problem, Paul?
My problem with that is that it takes the twist of Austin Powers 3, which is played as a joke that Austin Powers and Dr. Evil are both brothers, and plays it straight.
Yeah. Well, let's not get carried away. It wasn't that straight.
It was parodying a parody, is what you're saying.
It was I'm saying that Austin Powers Goldmember is ahead of its time.
Wow, what a statement!
Right. So it's like Simpsons predicting everything that happens in the future.
Yeah.
It's basically like that. But just for anybody who's amazingly still listening to us, Zhao's actually passed away at this point. She's literally, she can't handle it any longer. She's withered away.
I've never seen a James Bond film.
Get out.
And I don't know why, because I'd probably like them. I don't know.
I would. We'll go for the podcast favorite show of hands. People who are first off, sad that Sean Connery's has left us, but also thinking that he was the only one true Bond.
I was literally earlier when you started talking about Bond, I was thinking, the next question is who's everyone's favourite James Bond, and I had a little think about it, and I thought, it's Sean Connery. He's my favourite. So
yeah,
we agree on that. Paul didn't raise his hand though, so Paul,
I disagree. I think Roger Moore is the better one.
Shut up. Nobody thinks that Roger Moore is the better one.
Yeah, he plays it like it's meant to be.
No,
I'm sure there's an interview somewhere where he says, like, I'm a spy, and the first thing I do is tell everyone my full name.
No.
I'm also a secret agent that everyone expects by name.
Yeah, but also Daniel Craig does that in Casino Royale as well.
Well, they all do it, don't they? But he's like self-aware of it.
No, but he actually said as they walk in, obviously he's got this cover and everything like that, and he just says, "Yeah, my name's Bond." As he's booking into hotel, my name's Bond, and he turns to her and he says, "If they didn't know already, then they wouldn't let us in."
Yeah.
Like, the name's Bond, James Bond. I'll say it twice so you get it clear.
That's it. Yeah, for any microphones out there listening, but you can't actually genuinely be serious that you think Roger Moore is the man.
I think they had a lot of better Bond movies.
Don't get me wrong, I love Roger Moore, but he was not the best Bond. He was, and especially in View to a Kill. I mean, Hell's Teeth. He's very
old. He's too old for that one. Isn't that like a later one, View to a Kill, isn't it?
It was his last one, and it should have been.
Yeah.
It shouldn't have been his last one. He should have left like 2 before.
Yeah, he was too old. He was like 50, and the women in it are all like 20. Then it's a bit suspect.
And then it went into the Timothy Dalton stage, and moving on from Timothy Dalton, it then went into Pierce Brosnan, and he redeemed it to some degree. And then
I thought Pierce Brosnan was all right, actually. I thought he
was all right. I thought the last one wasn't great. It wasn't strong.
Yeah.
But Die Hard was good.
The problem I've got with Pierce Brosnan is
Golden.
Die Hard is good. You're right, but
Die Hard, yeah, but you got to watch that at Christmas.
Yeah. But I thought Pierce Brosnan was great. The problem I have now is I've seen him in Mamma Mia, and that means I can never watch him in a James Bond film and think of him in the same way.
Now, is that film anything like Mamma Mia?
Yeah.
I haven't seen Mamma Mia.
Yeah, I'm from Yorkshire. It's Mamma Mia here.
Fair enough. Yeah, well, it is a little bit of movie trim for you then. You're going to love this. You're going to absolutely love it. They're making a third one.
Here we go again. What's it called this time?
It's probably called Here We Go Again, actually.
It's called Mamma Mia 3, The Search for More Money.
Yeah.
That's it. They are literally, once again...
I've never seen the first one, but didn't the second one have a lot of the same songs as the first movie?
No idea.
I'm not seeing the second one.
How many songs did ABBA have that you could like sing? Like that.
There's Mamma Mia.
Mamma Mia.
Here we go again. There's
Waterloo.
And
Chicken Tikka, You and I Cried.
Fernando. Is Fernando? Is that ABBA?
I've no idea.
Anyway, my point is, watching him in that was ruined James Bond for me.
I quite liked the fact that he apparently, again, I don't know the guy and I wasn't there, but apparently he made it perfectly clear right off the bat, up front, I can't sing. And they went, yeah, you're the guy for this film.
Yeah, I don't understand that. And
to be fair, you're going to watch the ABBA musical. The thing selling it is the fact that it's an ABBA musical. Yeah. It's not selling it that it has Pierce Brosnan in it. Also, ABBA.
My point is, even if it was, he's not a huge star, is he? He's not like. Ooh. I mean, Hugh Jackman's a huge star. He can sing. Why didn't they put him in that role? I don't understand.
Well, just while we're talking about that, Les Mis.
Yes.
The film.
Yes.
Russell Crowe.
Or in the same position as Pierce Brosnan was in Mamma Mia.
What the hell were going on there?
No idea. I will say this. I will say, out of all the times I've seen Les Mis on stage and such, he has the best character for Javert. He plays Javert perfection, and then he opens his mouth.
Apart from the singing,
he goes downhill.
Yeah. Apart from the singing, he is a very good Javert. Yeah. Unfortunately, it's a musical.
Yeah. And not just, I mean, it's essentially an opera because it's all music. There's no dialogue. It is all sung. And I think someone dropped the ball on the audition. It was probably the same person who auditioned Pierce Brosnan in Mamma Mia.
There you go, folks. You heard it here first.
Yeah.
Do you think they meant to get Hugh Jackman? Because they went, get that Aussie who sings, and he couldn't think of who it was.
Yeah, even though Pierce Brosnan is Irish.
Yeah, and I was talking about Les Mis.
Yeah, but Hugh Jackman was in Les Mis. He played the main.
Oh, he did, yeah.
Oh my lord! Oh my lord!
In a while.
Is that how bad Russell Crowe was that he overshadowed this star of the film?
that you forget who's in it. They should be telling me Anne Hathaway's in it.
Actually, that's actually true. I can't watch that because I'm just concentrating on that, and I'm like, this is.
I'll tell you, when I went to see it, I saw it at the cinema, Les Mis, and my favourite part, and it's still there, and I thought I misremembered it, but I haven't. I've gone back to watch it on YouTube. Is they're building the barricade in Les Mis, and the orchestra's playing. Dan, da, dan, da, dan, da, dan. I'm not singing anymore in case I forget any copyright.
Anybody who's listening to this in your car, I appreciate he's just blown your ears out. But
yeah, sorry about that. But yeah, so the barricade's doing, and then there's just like it's literally a second long of this cow that has wandered into the village, and it just goes moo, and then it carries on with the music. And honestly, it's the funniest thing because A, why is there a cow there, and B, why did they keep the audio of the moo in over this soundtrack? It's fantastic. Better actor than Russell Crowe in it. That's the point. He hits the right note.
Yeah, apparently he only just missed out on Javert. Did that cow?
Yeah.
He was in the running. It was
a schedule conflict, I think.
Yeah,
They went for an udder actor.
Oh,
it's good that udder. Cows have an udder. That's
my lord!
You know what made it better is when you explained it.
Yeah, it's always best when you explain a joke and laugh at your own joke as well.
Listen, I get buying it. I make a living on that.
Right.
No one believes you.
Yeah. Once again, here we go. Quick show of hands. People who've actually seen Les Mis, the proper Les Mis, on the stage.
On stage, yes.
Yeah.
Just my hand and half of Jow's hand.
Me and Glover, who's getting too old for this stuff. And
I've seen it sort of, but I don't know if we're talking about the same version. I've seen a version of it a long time ago, and I can't really remember.
Was it a musical?
I've seen the musical version of it,
but
I don't know.
People singing. Yeah. Was it in London? Wow.
I've not seen it live.
Right. Haven't you never been to London?
I've never been to London.
Definitely weren't in London then, were it?
That would have been in London. That.
No, I've definitely watched it.
Are you saying you've seen like a DVD or a film version of a stage show?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd class that. I'd say you've seen it.
Yeah. I would. Yeah, I would say you've seen it. Yeah. I would say you've not experienced it.
Yeah.
To see it live is pretty spectacular.
An experience.
Yeah. My very much better half absolutely loves the film, right? Even though I rib it mercilessly at every opportunity. She loves the film. And we'd been together about 2 years, something like that, and we were going down to London for the weekend, and we booked tickets for that. She came out. I'd never seen the film, didn't know the story, didn't know anything about it. I'll be honest, after the first 10 seconds of somebody singing, I was ready to pick up a gun and start fighting for them. I was ready for it. But we came out of there, and she just says, "Yeah, film's absolute garbage."
Yeah. Which is what I hoped. I hoped that the film would drive people into the theatre. So there's people out there who've never been to the theatre before or never been to the West End, seen the film and gone, oh, that's coming to the stage, let's go and watch it. And then they go and it's the same with Mamma Mia. That does the same thing. When you go and watch Mamma Mia on stage, it's better than the film. When you watch it, Rock of Ages is another one. If you've ever seen Rock of Ages, the film, we'll do, and then go and watch the stage show because the stage show is better as well.
You know, while we're on that, Producers as well. The movie version of Producers, the musical, is so slow.
Yeah,
filtered. Like it just feels really like you're just going, just get on with it.
Yeah,
get on with it. But the musical itself is really good.
It holds up. It does hold up. It's all right. But yeah, if it drives you into the theatre, you'll realise how good the show is, how good live theatre is, which of course we can't do at the minute. Yeah, but still, the point is there.
Yeah, I think we made a little bit of a mistake when we went down and we saw Les Mis on I think it was a Friday night.
Yeah,
and we were like, oh, that were amazing. Why don't we see something else tomorrow night? We haven't booked anything. We haven't planned anything. Why don't we see something tomorrow night? And so we went, okay. So what does everybody else go on about? Everybody else goes on about Wicked. So we saw Wicked following night. Now that were probably a bad idea. We're coming back to last week's episode when Matt Smith following David Tennant.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was probably a bad move. And we were just going, yeah, it's okay, but it's not Les Mis, is it?
Yeah, I Wicked's all right. It's don't get me wrong, it's good. And the Defying Gravity scene where she belts out that note is just goosebumps and hair standing up at the back of your neck sort of thing. But yeah, Yeah, you definitely did that in the other order. You did it.
Yeah. To be fair, I know the scene that you're on about there. I want over that ball. I was concentrating on my cornetto.
Well. I mean, if given the option, I'm sure I would have done as well. But no,
Yeah.
it's
Came out there massively disappointed. If we'd have seen it other way around, we'd have probably come out there with my ruby slippers on, absolutely loving it. Yeah, no.
I really liked it. I obviously didn't watch a different one before it, but I think I saw it in Leeds.
Yeah. No, I'd say
years ago.
It's a great show. But when you're watching Les Mis first and then that second, it doesn't. There's so many like Les Mis, Phantom of the Opera, Miss Saigon. These sort of things. Lion King's another one I think that are just spectacles, and they need that. That'll have to finish off the weekend because what's the point? Like you say, Nick, it's Matt Smith following David Tennant.
Yeah, and that's no having to go at Matt Smith. But yeah, but whilst we're on the subject of the Doctor, has anybody seen Doctor Who from Christmas now?
No.
Totally forgot about it.
Well, I've seen it, so there.
Was that our
any good?
It was it were all right actually. But seeing as though you haven't seen it, I can't really say anything and spoil everything for you.
We'll watch it for next week.
Where to
Go
go?
for it. Okay, we'll watch it for next week.
There you go.
Paul, right at the beginning of this podcast, you said you'd listened to the first episode and you said that you've got stuff to add for what we said in the first episode.
I don't like where this is going.
You've got corrections to do.
That's it.
Well, no, right. Following on from Glover's story with his youth theatre group. So I was sat in the office while you were there.
So this is the story where I brought all the kids from my youth theatre into the escape rooms.
As if the keyboard warriors aren't beating his door down enough on this. You brought it up again.
Yeah. Well, they didn't attack us the first time, so hopefully they'll forgive us for this.
They didn't attack you.
Yeah. Okay.
Carry on.
Yeah, go on, Paul.
What was good? So the wall was quite thin because it was a fake wall. The office has moved since. It was a fake wall, and you could hear the other room. So you could hear the room you were in, and you could just hear you walking around. And then there's this point where you just went, "Guys, you've got to tell me when you find things." Because you just spent 10 minutes looking for a key.
Were you getting upset with them?
Yeah, well, what they'd do is they'd open a drawer or something, find a clue, and then put it back, or just keep it on their person. And I'd go, "We're looking for something," and then eventually they'll go, "Oh, what about this? I found this earlier." It's like, what? Why would you not bring that up? 10 minutes has gone.
I've got to say that is up right. Let's talk about that again if we've managed to keep hold of any escape room listeners. So let's talk about the absolute clangers that people do when they're playing escape rooms.
Okay, here we go.
It always seems to be once they've played quite a few games. Okay, you kind of get to a threshold of you're playing these games. And then for some reason, you lose all ability to actually search a room.
Yep.
Yes.
They think everything comes to them on a silver platter, and they don't need to lower themselves to the meager classes that actually look behind things or actually look on top of a shelf or something like that, or maybe flick through something. What they do is they just go, right, okay, we've got to do this, guys. Wander in there. They do the stuff that, don't get me wrong, is normally hard, and they do it normally a bit easier than what general public do. But general public find everything. That seems to be the main clanger that people playing a lot of games do.
I've got the other thing is if you're going on people who have done more escape rooms previously, is they make up their own puzzles.
Yep.
So they think so far. I mean, we've all done it. You think so far outside the box that you think when you get the solution, you go, "That was so simple. It was there. It was 1, 2, 3. What were we thinking, or whatever it was?" The last time us three, again, sorry Nick, you didn't get the invitation, but the last time was
here we go.
Us three played a room together, and Jow and Paul wouldn't touch something because they thought, "Oh, it's nice and neat." And I just went in there and just tore it apart, and I went, "Oh, here's a key." I was like, "Why didn't you check for that?" They're like, "Because we felt bad for the people resetting the room."
Yeah, I do that a lot now. So because I work in an escape room, there's things I don't do, like taking the backs off clocks and things that people. Yeah, so I avoid stuff like that, and then it'll be a clue, and I'll just totally miss it.
I take a small toolkit in there. I'm there with my screwdriver, unscrewing the vents. I'm like hitting stuff, smashing glass, and going,
I don't know. I mean, you guys play a lot more rooms than what I do, obviously without me. But for the games that I've played, I've noticed there isn't as much of that sort of stuff now. You know, where you've got to take something apart to find it. There seems to be less. I mean, in the very, very, very early days, in the black and white days, played one. You had to take a chair leg to pieces. Basically, you took the bottom out of the chair leg, and there was something in the chair leg, and it was just like, I've never seen anything like that extreme again. Yeah. I don't know. Has it seemed that way to you?
We see a few now and again, and sometimes, like, if they've got mics in the rooms, there's been times where we've actually asked them. Like, one time we had to climb up a ladder, and it was where you had to put a ladder against something, climb up, and I said to the...
You've mentioned this ladder to me so many times.
Because it was like, I didn't expect it, and I just said to them, like, do we climb up this ladder? He's like, yeah, it's fine. Because I didn't want to break something or...
I like it when you go on a bit of an adventure in the room. So a ladder, to me, that sounds great. Let's crack on with that.
The slide was fun as well. There was a slide in one of them. That was unexpected.
Oh, and it led to a ball pit.
Yeah.
Oh my lord. Well, we can't. Well, right. Well, we can't give the company a big up because we've just given away 2 big parts of the game, so we can't give them a big up. But if you know who you are, and you should know who you are, well done. Well done on that one.
I think it was just a McDonald's area upstairs, and they'd got locked in. And
yeah, it wasn't an escape room.
Yeah, we climbed the ladder and then went down the slide. It was a great day out.
It's now that Jow's remembered how to have fun. That's where it is. Unfortunately, she had a couple of, we call them the dark years, where she'd forgotten how to have fun. And we all had a Christmas party at Crystal Maze in Manchester. Big shout out to Crystal Maze in Manchester. Can't say London ones, I'm assuming they're as good. But the Manchester one, they were really double awesome and looked after us. Went there, and it was me, very much my better half, Bear. It was the dynamic duo of Jow and Paul, and the other dynamic duo of Kieran and Lucy. Unfortunately, the Dukes couldn't make it on this occasion. And it was just super awesome. But Jow had forgotten how to have fun at this point. And she wouldn't go down the slide. How do you not go down the slide? I can't pass a park.
I think there were several slides as well.
There was a few.
And I avoided them all.
You did.
And after a while, so the first time, it was I think it was the big drop slide. And I looked at the host lady that was doing it.
Yeah.
And I was like, do I have to go down there? And she went, no, you can go around. And then by the time we got to the next one, she was just pointing at the ways round for me.
She'd already figured you out.
She'd given up on you.
Yeah.
But in fairness, we made total use of those slides. We were literally throwing ourselves down them. It was fantastic. So yeah, well done to Crystal Maze. Well done to them.
You've done Crystal Maze, aren't you, Glover?
I played it for my stag do, which was great.
I'm still waiting for the invite on that one as well, people. So yeah,
I didn't get an invite either for that.
Oh, you didn't get invited to a stag do, Jack?
No.
Whoa! How did I get an invite and no one else did?
That's a good point.
I had one spare.
Wow.
I had to make up the numbers somehow.
To be fair, that's how it was sold to me.
Wow, unbelievable.
The weird thing about that, because it was my stag do, Tommy had arranged, which I didn't know till right at the end, till we were actually in the actual the Crystal Maze bit, that he had arranged face masks for us all to wear. That was my face. So there's a picture of me outside the Crystal Maze with me and how many six other people of me. But these face masks, you had to order a minimum of 20, 30, something like that. So they've now been distributed all over the country. I think Paul and Joe have got a few in their house. Tommy's definitely got a few in theirs.
Paul's mum's got some.
Yeah, and I keep sneaking them into people's houses. I've got one at the theatre, for example. In fact, there might be one at the Enigma in Doncaster somewhere.
Might be. I'm currently looking around, seeing if
you find it in a year or two. We just hide them.
You should probably say there are big cutouts of Danny's face as well when he says face mask, not like face covering face masks. They just pop up everywhere. We went to Paul's mum's one day and just there was one in the garage, and then
it was the one in the bedroom that scared me.
Yeah, it was just hung above the bed.
Let's move on swiftly from that. I'm not going to ask who wears it. So anyway, Crystal Maze, great adventure. If anybody hasn't done that, get yourselves down there in Crystal Maze. Send us a check. So good on them. So while we're talking about this, so there was obviously there's Richard Ayoade at the moment. Then before him there was Ed Tudor Pole, which is a phenomenal name, and before that there was Richard O'Brien. Who's everybody's favourite Crystal Maze person?
Well, there was also the random version with Steve Merchant.
There was. He did like a Christmas special, wasn't it?
He shaved his head bald and he looked really weird.
I don't think he did that for the show. I think he was doing that for when he was doing X-Men.
Oh, was it?
Oh, good, isn't he? Yeah.
Well, still, he looked really weird for it. But Richard O'Brien, man, he's brilliant. He had everything. He set up the whole attitude of it, didn't he? I don't know. Richard Shawadi, whatever it is.
Ayoade. Don't you diminish his name in any way.
Well, I think he's great. He's got the sarcasm right and the looks to the camera. But I think good old Richard, I think he's still my fave.
Yeah.
I would probably say Richard O'Brien is my favourite, but the other Richard is becoming a very close second now. I do like it, but I also like him in Travelling Man, and I like him in IT Crowd and all that sort of stuff. And yeah,
I think every time
he was all right in The Mandalorian.
Well, I'll take your word on that because I haven't watched it.
I'm not either.
So anybody who hasn't played Crystal Maze, you need to. Well, once we get out of being grounded, you need to get yourselves in there because genuinely, it's a great laugh. And
I will say as well that the one thing that we noted was, it seems a little bit expensive for what it is. But when we played it, we were like, no, it was worth the money.
Yeah, it seems expensive without going. And
this is it. I don't want people to look at the price and go, nah, it's not worth it. It definitely is. It definitely is, especially if you're a fan of the show.
I think it might be a different price point in London than it is in Manchester because it's grim up north. It's once again, it's hard times, Daddy. Up here in the north, but it was definitely worth it. We've chatted about going back again.
Yeah, I think we have. Us three, we're going to go back again.
Yeah. I'll wait for my invite on that then, shall I?
Well, we were going to go for mine and Paul's 30th, which was this time last year, and obviously we've not been able to go yet, so might be our 31st by the time we actually get to go.
Oh,
I doubt it because it'll be in 3 days.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's so for everybody listening to this, it's Paul's birthday.
Yay!
31.
Happy birthday.
I like chocolate. I will expect a card in the post.
Yeah, I can tell you like chocolate.
Yeah, you can tell by looking at me, yeah.
So I would say that would pretty much cover our quarter of escape roomish type things. Talking about a Crystal Maze. That's another podcast done, in the bag. Thank you very much to everybody for listening. If you want to send us any comments or abuse or anything like that, check us out on Facebook, where it's down as Enigma Room's General Geekery Podcast. And then it's also the same for Instagram. On Twitter, we are at Enigma Geekery. Or you can just send us an email at hello@enigmarooms.co.uk and we'll get back to you, or we'll mention it in the next podcast.
Any suggestions of what we can talk about? Any questions for you've got Nick and Laura, I should say Nick and Jow, who are
who's Laura?
Of escape rooms and things like that, which I'm always interested in because I'm learning just hanging out with you guys. Or just by watching your Enigma TikToks, which I believe Laura does. The best thing about being a games master is all the locking and relocking of stuff. But yeah, that's stuff like that's cool.
Yeah.
What were you going to say, Paul? You opened your mouth.
Jow has also played at about 115 escape rooms. So if you actually want lots of like where to go, which ones are quite good, or which ones you enjoyed the most, or what themes are really good, like pop questions about that as well.
Me and Paul can't help in any way. We're here just make up in numbers. But other than that, I think...
in fairness, Paul's just there for the eye candy. That's all he is. He's just eye candy.
Just a shame the listeners can't see him. That's
it, yeah.
That's probably for the best.
He's got a beautiful face for radio. On that bombshell, thank you very much for listening, everybody, and we shall catch you next week.